What they really on? All right, Omar. We just playing a little something, get it started, get it cracking for a minute. But it did that. Yeah, I did that. But that's both. I had a bitch, I had a normal bitch, and they both hoes. And they both broke. You come for the chili, what you come for. Yeah, I had to play that. It's not enough. Not enough. Mr. Christopher, appreciate you stopping through. Welcome to the Goob Show. Got a few people gonna stop through, man. We're gonna have a good conversation tonight. Outside of just UFOs. We're gonna talk about some shit. Don't know if y'all seen it. What your boy is trying to do. What are you trying to do? Take away all federal funding. What's up, Omar? Got Mr. Christopher up in here. Salute to you. Omar, salute to you. Got one of the homies that's here already in the background, waiting. Omar's gonna come up once he gets his grandson to sleep. Waiting for a couple other people. But there's a lot to talk about. Them fires, is he gonna help? What do you call him? Gavin Newscom? He didn't call him all that time. Shit, but I can't talk about that shit. Just by myself, got to bring my boy in. They're on the opposite side. Because it's his boy that's doing all this, wrecking all this havoc. First person up, my man Low.
What's
good
up?
with
What
you,
up?
Low?
It's
Got
the
his hat on
Goob
and
Show.
got his hat on and everything, huh?
For sure, baby. For sure. You
Yes,
know,
sir. Yeah, Omar is sitting off to the side. He in the chat. He putting his grandson to sleep, and he gonna be up on here. We got
okay.
neighborhood real supposed to pop up, and another one of my buddies, Heru, got a lot of intelligence. But since you're the first one here,
Yes, sir. You can hear my you
you've
can
been an
hear my mic.
advocate, huh?
You can hear my mic, right?
Yeah, you good. You
All right.
good. I want to send the first question out there to you.
Go ahead, do your
What this
thing,
fool?
bro.
What is he doing with the federal government?
Let me just enlighten you a little bit. This is what everybody keep failing to realize. Trump is not United States of America. It's United States Republic. So we going back to the Republic. After what was it? 19 what 1913. Well, we haven't had a republic president in a while. I can't remember who the last one was.
Was Reagan right when you Reagan
Reagan wasn't
78?
republic. No, he was still with the cabal system. He was still up under the deep state. So they pretty much ain't nothing but puppets. That's
So
all
you
they is.
you saying Republic back 1700 type
Yeah,
shit?
somewhere like 18 in the 18s.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
in
ahead.
the 18s, I think we had like our last, like our first president, which was a Moore, and he was blacker than my black ass. That was John Hanson. Okay, and when they started out the United States as a country, it wasn't a corporation. It was the people, and that's what he's bringing this shit back to now.
Who?
Trump.
Oh,
Trump.
okay, okay.
So a lot of people keep confusing the corporation with republic. The republic is us. We pretty much run it. We run this shit now.
Right.
So what he get ready to do though, within the next 2 weeks, he gonna eliminate all taxes. That's why he doing them tariffs with all these other countries. That's how the United States gonna make their money, which gonna come back to us. Because what they get ready to do is they got what they call Nasara Jasara. One is national and Jasara is global. But they going to put all the money that he done took from the whole cabal. When he said he was draining the swamp, he been going in their bank accounts that they thought was hidden and all that shit. He pulling all that shit out of there and he going to give it back to us.
But you have to, so explain what the cabal is. People may not understand because I don't understand what the cabal is.
Cabal,
like I said, let me not to cut you off. Like I said, you've been speaking on this cabal for a couple years to me.
Yeah, the cabal.
I just happened to see it. I just happened to see it on the news when they said cabal. I was like, wait, my nigga been talking about the cabal. So what is the cabal? So that
see what it is. The cabal is 13 families. And they pretty much been running the United States. We ain't really had no government here. Them motherfuckers, Obama, all them motherfuckers, Reagan, all of them motherfuckers that been in here ain't nothing but puppets because they got other people that's controlling what they do and pass. So that's why Trump came in here. You see how many executive orders he didn't pass, and he only been in office a week.
Right, but he just writing the bullshit. So would you agree?
It ain't bullshit.
Hold on. Because we had this little discussion. The 1,500 motherfuckers that he let go that was beating the motherfucker police. Speak on that because we had a conversation on that.
You talking about J6 then, right?
Yeah.
January 6th. Listen, man. Most of them motherfuckers there on J6 was FBI agents.
Oh, hold on. Let me put this. No, go ahead, finish. I'm talking.
Because I know you only, he passed where you can speak now again. You got a freedom of speech. So they can't put you back in YouTube jail and shit now. Because you can basically say anything. But pretty much when January 6th came, I was trying to tell you then, you was like, oh, no, he was having the Proud Boys. Man, all them Proud Boys that was out there was FBI agents.
See,
and they was having them people geeking them up, talking about, come on, man, let's run in here, let's rush this motherfucker, let's do that. The dumb motherfuckers followed them. So then, they started locking them up. But before, they even did that rally and all that shit there.
But I see, that's why I differ on that.
I know you do because you fall for the propaganda, man. You one of them niggas, you hear something across that affiliate box. I don't even watch TV, bro. I don't watch it because they gonna put out there some shit that they want to put in your head. But to be truthful, he tried to have the National Guard there that day, January 6th, and that funky broad Nancy Pelosi, whatever that woman name
Nancy Pelosi, yeah. Right.
He told him, no, I ain't sending no, she told him to stand down, all that shit. So they wanted it to look like it was going to be a riot and all that crazy shit, but it wasn't what you thought it was.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying those federal agents didn't push the Proud Boys.
They was the Proud Boys.
But so you telling me, dude, they got the patch over his eyes, a federal agent?
Not all of them wasn't agents. All of them wasn't. Because even like the little guy they had from Arizona, he wasn't an agent. But when they was rushing in there, you notice a lot of them got on and they only arrested so many people. That's why Trump pardoned all of them. He pardoned all of them.
That's that bullshit. But see, I don't know where my boy at neighborhood real, because he was like, nigga, I'm sending them letters to pardon me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
But you know what? Even when Trump was in office, he pardoned Kodak Black, one of the rappers. You know, a lot of stuff they wasn't showing y'all on the TV on that idiot box. They ain't gonna show you, man. A lot of that shit they're not gonna show you because they want. That's how they've been brainwashing us all these years.
Okay,
with that idiot box.
So let's get back to what the cabal meaning is. What is cabal?
Rockefellers, Rothschilds, it's 13 families.
Okay.
That's been running the United States, the government, everything. So, with that being said, what he did was he started back in 16. People don't know. Y'all thought Biden was a real president. All that shit was just a movie, bro. And they great show you this movie when this EBS come out. All that shit was just, it wasn't even real. Wasn't even real. They stole the election from him, all of that. In 2020, he won this election. In 2020.
How did they steal it?
How?
How did they?
Man.
Why? Okay.
Go pull up Arizona right now to show you how they stole it. They putting in numbers that wasn't there.
Okay. My buddy here, Heru, young man here. Yes, sir. What's up with you, young man?
Chilling, bro.
What's happening,
this
my
my buddy Lo.
What's
Lo,
going
this my
on?
Heru.
Happening.
You know what I'm saying? So we're getting into the cabal and all that. And what's your? Go ahead, Lo. You can finish and
well, I mean, you know, pretty much it's 13 families, man, that's been running this country. We ain't had no. It's two governments. It's two militaries. So when he's saying I'm gonna drain the swamp, he getting rid of all of them. And I mean, he knocking their ass down left and right. Left and right. But like I said, the cabal, deep state is pretty much just a bunch of families, some motherfucking satanic ass families that's been running the United States.
So when you brought that back,
huh?
Right, when you because this is what we were on. We were on the state of why is he taking this federal funding from everybody to get the money from the cabal? That's why I don't understand.
Pretty much, yeah. He draining their ass. He taking that money, but see what the difference between United States of America and United States Republic. United States of America, that's the cabal. That's a corporation, just like Walmart, Starbucks, or any shit like that. That's all it is. So they've been running the game on us for all these years. But now it's time for us to be a nation like we was back like in the 1800s when it first started out.
Your thoughts, Heru?
I mean, some of what the brother's saying is accurate. It's a difference between the United States, though, because it's United States, all caps, and United States of America. Right. So it is a difference between the two. One comes into play, I think, in 1787. Yeah. And I forget when the other one comes into play, but it's basically a trust corporation that was set up. And when you look at what we dealing with a company that deals in stocks and bonds. So that's why we all have what's called an offset number on the back of our Social Security card. That offset number is connected to a bond. That's right. The file number also on our birth certificate. So there is truth to what he's saying about that. When it comes to the 13 families, that's a theory that a lot of people have about what they call the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati. Right. And there's some truth to that, but I think it's not quite as many anymore, because a lot of those people have been knocked off the chessboard as far as like the power that they once had. But
Right.
more than anything else, and I'm just getting home, Goob.
Okay.
I was supposed to be home a lot earlier. But I work at a job corps center, and we had to get this young man transportation home. He was a minor, so when it's a minor, we got to make sure certain things in place because we can't just take them back home and there's nobody there to make sure good or whatever.
Right.
But
We started late anyway, and you know what I'm saying. I've been waiting for y'all to come on. Like I say, y'all have more knowledge on this type of, than I do.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like we gotta get past like the Messiah complex that a lot of people have because Trump and play with them folks too. So
yeah,
I
can say that.
Trump got bought out in 1993 by the Rothschilds. If you will let me,
how can I? What I need to go to on my side?
You would just have to allow me to share the screen. I don't know exactly how you would do that.
Hold on, let me go to my settings.
You're 100% right on that part because if he started out as a Republican, so that automatically puts him in that corporation as well.
Yeah, and see with a lot of the like what we got to look at is that this shit is a stage, homie.
And that's all it is. It's a movie.
It's really a play that we watch. And
right. It's a movie. I've been telling Google that shit for about a year. I've been like, nigga, this ain't nothing but a movie. So when they do this EBS, he gonna push a lot of that shit out there. That's why he's doing with the JFK shit. He didn't pass that one and the MLK and he declassifying all that information.
Well, yeah, I mean, see, the thing about a lot of that is what they do is they wait until they like all the people that could be responsible and have to face whatever it is they have to face. They wait until all of them dead and gone.
Yeah.
So with
I can't. I'm waiting for a neighborhood. I think he know how to do it from this point. I don't know where are my settings to add you as a.
To put him on the screen.
Yeah, he can use the StreamYard as well because I'm not up. They want to charge $48 for this shit now.
Yeah.
I told you I had paid for this shit when you first got me into this shit, and I still ain't used that shit. I stopped paying for it.
Yeah, I just take this free. I don't go on here enough to.
Hey, but let me let y'all know something too. So, Goober, something that you ain't heard me say. I ain't never voted in my life. The reason why I'm going in this Trump direction, because originally I'm a Moor. Okay? But I see what's going on now. And he opening some doors that the rest of them would never even touch it. That's why I lean more to the side.
Yes, but the tearing the shit up, like the way he wants to tear the shit up, that's what I knew was coming.
You still stuck on that January 6th bullshit. Man, that all that shit is fluke shit, man. You watching a movie.
I get that. Okay. Would I ask you the first question about the federal government? Why is he taking all the money from the federal government? All the funds for that. Why would you do that?
What I want you to do is look up Nasara Jasaj.
Well,
look that up and you'll see why that's part of him draining the swamp, because he gonna bring his own administration in here to do all of this. It ain't gonna be no more of this sitting here with Congress and all of that shit. Once he make this announcement and they make that announcement, then they got 120 days. 120 days once they make this Jassara announcement. JFK, that's why they tried what they did, assassinate his clone. Because he is still living. It's so much shit, man, that comes in with this shit. And 9/11, that was another reason, because they was trying to get Jassara passed in. So they wind up blowing the building. You know, they did that shit. It wasn't no terrorists, none of that old Bin Laden bullshit they was telling you, man.
Oh, what?
The Twin Towers.
Oh. Yeah,
every time they tried to get this Jassara to go through because of the bankers.
But you got to explain, because people don't know, what is Jassara. You have to explain, you know.
Oh, man, this one here can go deep. Hold on, let me pull out some receipts. See, I wish I had control. I'd better off throwing this shit in the screen.
Yeah, I just don't know how to.
Let me see something. I think I figured it out. Cool.
There go neighbor. Let's see if Neighborhood Will, welcome to the program.
What's happening?
Hey, how can let me ask you something, Neighborhood, you might know how to do this. How do I allow Heru to use my computer?
I think I done figured it out. Hold on.
It's at the bottom. Look at the bottom of the screen, and it say present, or it say it got like a little TV box with a plus.
Yeah, present.
Yeah, hit that.
Okay.
That's what he needs to hit. He hit
that's
it, and then he'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then you can share screen.
That's why I said.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put it up there, Goob.
Okay. OG off them damn beers? Yes, sir. Bud Light, buddy. The fuck? They look crazy TV. Don't know. Welcome to the, welcome to the channel. Channel R, good evening.
Man, send me some of them books to read. All them books back there. You still ain't seen me my book, man.
And Neighborhood, that's my buddy Low. That you see it with
what's happening, Low?
What's happening, bro?
Man, chilling on it, man. Just, I'm saying, good to finally meet you, man. I heard so much about you.
Oh yeah, man. Me and him, we get to going, and it's a wrap.
Can you see this on the screen?
You got to pull it up.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So you see this? This is my book right here, Goob.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This my second book, Red Pill Alchemy. And well, actually, I'm almost done with my fifth book, but I'm finna and you see it's funny, he said something about 9/11 because this is what I was basically explaining in the book about 9/11 and how see these folks, they operate in codes, right?
Right.
So 9/11 is really 11/9, 2 and 11/9. Genesis 11/9 is the Tower of Babel. So that's why Donald Trump was named president in 11/9, on 11/9, 2016 for the first time. And it's all Freemasonic coding with a lot of this stuff. So that's why understanding the 13 bloodlines is important, because the 13th letter of the English alphabet is M, and 13 is the letter that the Freemasons use. For instance, Friday the 13th. So Friday the 13th is symbolic of something that deals with the what do they call it? The Knights Templar in the Freemasonry. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually covering that in Red Pill Alchemy too, though. But with this right here, I'm gonna go in right here where it says right here, where it's talking about the 99 attributes of Allah, because 9 times 11 is 99, right?
Right.
11/9 was the day Trump was formally announced as president to bring Babel confusion. To fuse something means to bring it together, and con means to go against or trick, i.e., a con artist. The ascent of Donald Trump into the office of the presidency is sullied with the stench of Zionism. In 1990, Trump, as Daniel Clamp, and this is also code that they showed in the movie. Daniel Clamp, the character in the movie Gremlins 2, was really Donald Trump. But it says Trump started.
Hold up, you know you can blow that up some, right?
I tried.
Squeeze it, like open it up, like put your finger on it, like push it like that.
Oh, I ain't
got a touch screen.
Oh,
yeah, I ain't on the phone. I'm on a Mac computer.
Then you don't have touch screen?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Because that's hard to read unless you blow it up.
But that's why I'm reading it, my boy.
All right, go ahead. My bad. I apologize.
Okay. So Trump started building the massive Taj Mahal Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. He invested $675 million. 6 plus 7 plus 5 is 666 or 18. And junk bonds at 14% interest rate. Trump's project was in trouble within months, and he was in danger of losing billions, potentially in steps the head of the Rothschild bankruptcy advisory team. The bondholders were threatening to force an involuntary bankruptcy. If y'all remember, it was in the news that Donald Trump was about to go bankrupt. It was
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. On the project, Trump would have been ousted from the project and forced into bankruptcy. The bankruptcy advisory, however, was impressed at the celebrity of Trump. As people would flock to his limousine, the advisor decided to strike a deal with Trump in which Trump would get a better debt term and remain in control of the operation. He would, however, give up a hefty 50% in the hotel's ownership. Trump was having similar problems with many of his other properties, so he struck similar deals with the same advisor in 2000. The advisor went into private equity and started his own company. He eventually sold this company to Invesco in 2006 for an estimated $375 million. In 2015, Invesco partnered with Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of none other than Donald Trump. They purchased 5 New York properties from the Jehovah's Witnesses at a staggering $240 million. The same bankruptcy advisor that used a financial strong arm for the Zionist bankers is neighbors with Trump in New York as well as Florida. You may be wondering, who is this shrewd businessman? Who could possibly be so shrewd that he could have the great Donald Trump in check? This advisor is none other than our current Secretary of Commerce, Wilbur Ross. So this was when Trump was president the first time. You see what I'm saying? Okay. I said, now you know who is really calling the shots in the Oval Office. The same thing happened when George Bush was the president. Dick Cheney and George Sr. were really calling the shots. George Sr. was also calling the shots when the Clintons were in office. Joseph Biden was calling the shots when Obama was president. Biden made himself a valuable commodity by writing the Omnibus Counterterrorist Act in 1995 when he was a senator. So I'll stop right there, but I got a whole rundown about all of the pros with Trump and everything else, and show you how they tie religion in it and everything else, because
Giamatti said all of that.
The people who really running the show is the Zionists. So that's who he answers to. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
So why? Listen, y'all see, he didn't even put his hand on the Bible. So
Right.
there's the shit about that.
Well, when he was president the first time, bro, he did the Bible like this, and people didn't understand what it was. He came outside that abandoned church
Yeah,
because
I remember that.
He's telling y'all that all these churches is over with for that. Okay, he did the Bible like this, if you remember.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. They couldn't understand why he held it upside down.
He was doing that because the Bible is a zodiac calendar, homie. You understand? That's why all this stuff is happening in the world. What's the last book of the Bible?
Revelations.
Revelations means things will be revealed. So now you everything coming out about all these rappers we've been listening to, all these cats being, you know what I'm saying, dealing with transmissions, and all the dudes been sleeping with each other and everything else.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All the gangster rappers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they fucking niggas' childhood up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then when you look at like the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, and they showing you how all these high profile CEOs and all this type, Bill Clinton, all these folk was going to this island, and he got tapes on all these people.
That's Diddy too.
And they showing you that it wasn't just Epstein, it was Peter Nygaard. And then they even going back as far as showing you that it was what's his name? Hugh Hefner was doing the same stuff.
He was doing the same shit.
You see what I'm saying? So like these are the revelations, because we went into the age of Aquarius on December 21st, 2020, right? But according to the Vedic astrology, which is what the Hindus go by, which most people say is the most accurate astrology, they said we'll go into the age of Aquarius in 2025. Right? So now, when you talk about the Bible, this is why Trump turned it upside down, because it's a zodiac calendar. So you was talking to me about Yaqub earlier, right?
Yeah.
The Nation of Islam used this propaganda for years. Yaqub, after the white devil that ruled the world for 6,000 years from trick knowledge. The 6,000 years, homie, is 6,480 years, which is the 3 zodiac ages that comprise the Bible. The age of Abraham is the age of Taurus. The age of Moses is the age of Aries, and the age of Jesus is the age of Pisces. You understand? So with the age of Aquarius coming in, that's why when in Luke 22:10, the disciples asked Jesus, where should we be for the next Passover? He said, go into the town, and the house is a house in astrology. Go into the town and the house with the man with the pitcher of water. Aquarius is the water bearer.
Right.
So now we went from the age of I believe, which was the motto for Pisces, into the age of I know, which is the motto for Aquarius. You see what I'm saying? Ye shall know the truth, and that truth shall make you free.
So most of the truths are coming out this year, would you say?
Well, I say it's a gradual progression, because they can't tell you all the bullshit that they done been doing for the last 6,000 years.
No.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'll tell you is this, check this. And this, I'm gonna lace you with this one, big homie, if you really think about it. All right. If you think about what I'm saying ever since 2020 vision, homie, revelation, clear vision, right? But ever since 2020, it's like we done lived 20 years of events in the last 5 years. Huh?
Yeah.
Come on now. Think about what I'm saying.
You ain't lying. They didn't took an extra month out. They didn't took a month out the year.
We got to stop these niggas from waking up. He did it. Whatever it is, because the real deal with all of this shit, bro, is like this. I don't give a fuck who they put in office.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what they try to do with the government, because truth be told, none of that shit ever applied to us anyway.
Anyways, never did.
Everything that they ever did with this motherfucker was built and designed to fuck us over.
Yeah, that's facts.
So I'll give you a perfect example. The last time I was on here, we was talking about the crack epidemic. Right?
Right.
Show you how niggas don't pay attention, bro. Somebody just said 9/11. With 9/11, when they do something like 9/11, it is orchestrated, but they have like multiple objectives. See, the thing about me that separate me from a lot of scholars, bro, is that I was actually trained by these motherfuckers. I had a top secret SCI clearance when I was in the military. You dig what I'm saying? So, like, if and shit, to pop my collar a little bit, I would have been one of their best and brightest if I would have stayed in. I just ain't with none of that fuck shit, bro. Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, once I started learning about all the shit they doing overseas and all that type of stuff, I had to get out.
Welcome, Omar. Not to cut you off, Heru.
Yeah.
Let me just introduce Omar around the panel. That's Low. That's Heru.
What's up, bro?
That's Neighborhood Real. This is Omar Bradley Jr.
Salute to all the people.
For sure.
You
For sure.
understand?
Yeah. So when you look at, bro, like certain stuff, and Omar on here, so you remember we was talking about the crack epidemic last time. All right. With 9/11, bro, them folks went into Afghanistan because Afghanistan had 80% of the world's opium population, bro. Like literally, like, think about this, bro. Literally, the drug of choice on the street level, what niggas was getting money with, changed from cocaine and crack
to opiates
in less than 20 years.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Because right now, what's killing niggas is them pills. They rapping about them. They dying off of them. And they making so much. Now there's so much. Fentanyl is the new drug, but it's the new killer.
Check this, bro. If you paid attention, they said it's an opioid epidemic in America, and they hit up all of these big pharmaceutical corporations for billions. One of them was Purdue. The Sackler brothers paid.
Yeah,
I think they paid $6 billion, bro. And guess what? That shit was a drop in the pan to them. They made $30 billion 1 year off of one drug that they made.
They just had to pay that up. What, last month I think it was.
Well, it's poppy plants further than the eyes can see in the Middle East.
Right.
And they grow wild. And
right.
So if you are beholden to the pharmaceutical company, which the pharmaceutical companies basically regulate our healthcare system because they provide the medicines for the doctors. If it ain't no medicine, what you a doctor for? And so they definitely went over there, and the first thing that they did was they raided the poppy fields because it grows wild. Then what they didn't take, they burned. They set it on fire to cripple that economy over there. But, you know, sometimes logic, theory, and reason are three different things. Sometimes they don't intersect. You know, we can say we operate off Moore's law. Some people say they operate off maritime law.
No.
And a lot of these things, they're okay in theory, but if you go to prison, you go into prison, right, Goob? You know that. And if you commit a crime in the state, it says the state of California versus, and these two brothers I know that are on here, they will vouch for this, I'm sure. The state of California versus your name, and your name is in all caps, right?
Letters. Right.
Your name is not in just first letter capital, last name first letter capital, because really it's corporation versus corporation.
Yeah.
So you're being sued as a corporate entity because some form of damage has been done, and that's why they put the people of California,
Yeah,
the
versus.
people of Los Angeles County, the people of the United States versus, because they can't technically come after you because in this country, we not technically supposed to play big bank, take little bank. So all those resources are not supposed to come after an individual citizen because technically that violates constitutional law. But your ass is going to prison anyway. So we can talk about this being a democratic republic all we want to. We could talk about drain in the swamp. We could talk about 13 families, but at the end of the day, we have to start acknowledging what this means for us as Black folks. And what we can't do is add everybody else to our struggle like we have been doing since the 60s. You know, and this is the problem. This is the problem with civil rights. The problem with civil rights is you opened it up for everybody. And the reason why they opened it up for everybody, and this is why people think that Martin Luther King Jr. is going to, his history is going to shock people. It's going to shock people when they find out that he was owned by major corporations and he was owned by unions. It's going to shock people, you know, that he had extramarital affairs. That's really what they're trying to expose here. But the reason why you prop a person like that up is because you want civil rights, not Black rights.
Yeah.
And really, when I say
take that, they finna wipe that tranny shit right off the map. He's
and let
trying
me
to do that right now.
and
My bad.
again, when you talk about civil rights and you start including everybody else, where it turns around to bite you in the ass is once that law is bound together, can a man box a woman? Well, you can't say transgender people need to go to a separate school because now you're bringing back segregation.
Right. Right.
This is the problem. The reason why no president signed that bill, the anti-lynching bill, but they was quick to start an anti-Asian hate bill and sign it. Why? Because the Asians in America have China, they have Japan, they have Korea, they have a homeland in place that can say, oh, you disrespecting our people. You doing our people bad. Let us show you something. Black people in America, we have nothing.
Nothing.
But each other.
Nothing. We can't get along in that. So
we can't. We don't have any Africans that really love us until we go over there. But they'll say they different from us. Right. You know, we can't agree with the Jamaicans, which really they Black folks from Africa who both went to the right and our boat went to the left. There has been, you know, Willie Lynch. People say the letter ain't real now. That's the new thing. The Willie Lynch letter is fake. But the Willie Lynch letter said you can have Black people messed up for 330 years if you segregate them.
He went out.
He froze up.
Yeah. I was trying to let him finish his point, but like he right to a certain degree, but that whole MLK thing is even more insidious than people think. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like MLK was put in place by the Rockefeller family. John Rockefeller's grandson, Nelson Rockefeller. You know what I mean? And him and Rosa Parks actually got training
Yeah.
the same place in Tennessee. So I mean, it's like for a lot of this stuff, like what people don't understand. That's why I don't look at none of the characters, because all this shit fake. And what matters the most is what you trying to do for your individual self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And how you gonna help better things for yourself.
Are you just smoking cigars?
No, it's shit I can't say on this live stream, but you know,
I know.
saying certain things about the laws and stuff like that, I beg to differ, because I know it is a way. It's just that unfortunately what happens is we don't have enough of us that's willing to go all the way with something.
Right.
So we got people who regurgitators, bro. That's the real deal. You know what I'm saying? We don't got people who really will sit and learn some shit for 8 years if they got to be free.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the only time niggas do that is when they locked up.
Yeah.
Right.
That's facts.
In the world, niggas that get distracted as soon as a bitch call and it's like, hey, come hit this pussy. You know what I'm saying? They gone. And
Yeah.
all the scholarship and everything is out the window. And I don't be wanting to be disrespectful, but it's like a lot, unfortunately, like a lot of this shit be regurgitation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like we got to get to the point to where we not regurgitating what another person said or somebody else talking about, and we actually got to start doing like real research on a lot of this stuff. You know, to go back to the whole thing about Afghanistan, what's important for people to understand about that shit is that when Reagan and Bush was in office, they funded the Taliban.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They gave the Taliban, I think, $6 billion. But the Taliban was an Islamic extremist group. And what the Taliban was saying is they was actually burning the fields over there. And the Northern Alliance was saying, hey, we need to use this shit to build our infrastructure and build our economy. So when they pulled the whole heist with 9/11 and they went to usurp the government, by the way, Osama bin Laden CIA code name was Timothy Osman. He been a CIA asset for down there 40 years. And his dad and the Bush family have been in business with each other for almost 50 years. Just like Barack Obama and George Bush is cousins.
Right.
Oh, Barry.
Barack Obama's maternal granddad is George Bush Sr. first or second cousin. So
That's interesting.
When they did the whole I forget what it was. I don't know if it was an inauguration, but it was something where George Bush gave Michelle Obama a piece of candy. He was doing that as an inside joke because that's the candy that Barack Obama used to eat when he used to come to their family house in Texas.
Wow.
Joe Brown had actually put up a video of Barack sitting on Bush's lap when he was 8 years old.
Right.
Right.
And
what another thing I'm hearing, every president is related to each other in some kind of way.
Right. They basically all they share bloodlines. But
right.
yeah,
Exactly.
and see that, and I'm glad you said what you said about Joe Brown, because like when we start giving people their flowers and we start like um bigging up people in our community, like Judge Joe Brown, a real hero. Like for real, the shit that happened with the MLK assassination, it wouldn't have never came out if it wasn't for Judge Joe Brown. But he kept the proceedings in his court and wouldn't make a ruling on it because he was trying to let everything come out, because he knew eventually it was going to be a civil lawsuit. So that's how all of the information came out that allowed the King family to be able to sue, because it came out that J. Edgar Hoover actually laid down the bread. He gave the bread to a man named Clyde Tolson, who was his gay lover, right? And Clyde Tolson went and paid a Missouri warden. Like when we start talking about these folks, bro, like they so diabolical. J. Edgar Hoover chose James Earl Ray from a psychological profile a year and a half before the MLK assassination even took place. They paid a Missouri warden at the time in this economy, which would have been close to about $500,000, to help James Earl Ray escape prison. And then when he got out of prison, they had a man named a CIA asset named Raul. A man named Raul is what he went by, his code name, but he was a CIA asset. And he helped James Earl Ray get identification and all kind of stuff to live under an assumed name, and even had James Earl Ray thinking that he was connected to Carlos Marsala in the Dixie Mafia in New Orleans. And he thought he was a part of a gun running a gun running operation. So that's why he was in the gunshot the night before purchasing the rifle. And they pinned the assassination on. You know what I'm saying? And they had them maneuver this dude. They had him going, making money, doing all kind of stuff all over the country. But the whole time that they had him moving around, he was being watched and surveilled and being handled by this dude who was a CIA asset. And they made sure that he was in Memphis that day. They only killed MLK, bro, because MLK was starting to retract some of the stuff, and he didn't want to be used the way he had let them folk use him in the past. So he was starting to pull back, and he was even starting to say things that would lean towards reparation, and even more so talk about the fact that we was the real indigenous people of this land. And he was making these speeches, and he pissed too many people off. One of the people that was in on the MLK assassination was H.L. Hunt. And at the time, H.L. Hunt was the richest man in the world based on like public wealth.
You think that's why he's opening them books? Will any of that shit come out?
Who,
by
Trump?
him, yeah. Saying releasing the documents.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like more than likely, it won't be it'll be the edited files. It won't be the non-redacted files.
Right. A lot of that should be
files with all the real shit blacked out and
Yeah.
And like they done did such a good job of misleading people. So one of the narratives that they trying to put in place now is they trying to say that JFK, the person behind JFK's assassination was Fidel Castro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like right now, because they know so many people are gonna be rejecting the religion and walking out of those belief systems and everything that had us in mental bondage for so long, that now the whole deal is to make them think they learning the truth, but we still giving them some boo-boo. So that's why I take such a strong stance when I say what I be saying about Trump, Biden, and all of them, because they all being controlled, bro.
Right.
And what they have always done is this: they have topics, talking points, right?
Right.
And
Right.
they say, how when a politician is lying, they mouth move.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So what all Trump doing, bro, is he playing on like the morality of a certain demographic of people. So with him going against the trans agenda and all that type of stuff, he know a lot of us. It's like, yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
it's like it's all propaganda, but what they do is in the stage play, they set the stage for a hero.
Right.
Niggas don't see. Listen, man.
Yeah.
With the TikTok shit, right? You saw that shit, neighborhood. What the thing they had on TikTok? They said TikTok will be back thanks to President Trump.
Right.
I'm like, man, niggas can't see past this shit, man.
And then you know what they said is if you don't have TikTok, you can't get TikTok. It's only the people that have it or had it.
But Goob,
That's crazy.
Bro, listen to what I'm saying, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. They took TikTok down.
Yeah.
For like a day or two, right? I don't know how long it was down. I didn't even know the shit was going down because I don't even tune in to.
Yeah, I don't have TikTok, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
So they took it down, and when you went to go on your TikTok, it said, thank you, something, TikTok will be back thanks to President Trump. I'm like, bro, this is a propaganda ad for this man to make him seem like he's just righting all the wrongs. Like, and people don't get that, bro. Like, but
when he was the person that wanted TikTok gone in the first place when it wasn't servicing him.
And now how I look
what
at it.
What do you think about old boy and his salute?
Who Elon Musk?
Much shit went out.
Elon Musk?
Yeah, when he did the little salute.
The Nazi thing. Well, yeah. What I tell people is that a lot of what be happening on the world stage, it just be replays of the propaganda that they used in history before.
You know what my thought is?
No. Here, listen now. Listen. Think about what I'm saying. Where else was it a wall?
Where else was a wall? No, you out. Neighborhood.
Oh, in Berlin.
That's all they doing, bro. So now they want to build a wall. It's game, bro.
Right.
It's game. Like when they was asking Judge Joe Brown about I think it was Obama, and he said it's game.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like for real, it's like the reason it's so imperative that we realize that we shouldn't even be paying attention to this shit. Because we understand the games that we understand on our level. So a nigga can't come give us the flim flam in the hood about some bullshit when we recognize game for what it is. We like, oh nigga, you tripping. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Right.
We understand those levels of the game. It's too many people that's jumping out here on this this, like even the people that was on the Kamala Harris bandwagon, like it's too many people that jump out here and they be ready to live and die for these political figures, and they like saying all of this. Like you got niggas that's really on this whole train with Trump, like
Yeah,
you know,
they
and
on that train too.
yeah, and with all of it, it's all propaganda. And
Like I said, none of what he does is gonna affect me down here, right? Until he started saying something about taking the federal paper away. That messed with the next generation of people trying to go to school or whatever, because most of the colleges is federally funded. So if you take all that away, you know what I'm saying?
well, I think that that's what they want to do now at this point in time.
Yeah.
I think are y'all familiar with Atlas Shrugged?
Who?
No.
Atlas Shrugged. It's a novel that Ayn Rand wrote back in the day, but she was like a mistress to she was like a well-known occultist, and she was a mistress to one of the Rockefellers. And she wrote this novel about the times basically we living in now, how they was gonna try to do all of this stuff to deplete the economy and everything else. But again, it's a replay of everything that they did with the Russian Revolution.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like, if like, what if people just started thinking about like, damn, yeah, they built the Great Wall of Berlin back in the day, and now they talking about building the wall over here. All they doing is they replaying a movie that happened in the late 1800s, early 1900s in the East, and they replaying it in the West right now.
Right.
Same propaganda.
Right.
Like I got in my book, bro. Like I don't like harping on my books so much because, but look.
Oh, that's a good shit though. Shit, a book.
So check it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put this. I'm just gonna show the pictures just to show you how they do this shit in real time. I don't know if I can go back to the
you got to go to
option.
Yeah, you got to go to present on your screen on your side.
It ain't down there no more.
It's down there. You got to move the screen up. You got to like scroll.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That boy neighborhood got down.
Yeah.
Well, I know this. Hey man, this is my shit, man. I'm a technology wizard.
Okay.
Technology wizard.
So, and I'm just showing to show these pictures though. Can you see that?
Nah, he ain't put it up yet.
There
All
we
right.
go.
Okay. But it's the same thing that this was the same thing with George Bush. Like they propagandized Adolf Hitler, as this common man who was about the working people and everything else. Come on, man. How many gajillions of dollars the Bush family had? So you really think George Bush Jr. used to be on their land with chainsaws and shit? But check it out.
Hell no.
Watch this. It's the same shit they did with old ass Ronald Reagan, who was an actor.
Right.
And this was actually Will Ferrell. This was a screenshot of Will Ferrell making fun of the shit when George Bush Jr. first came in office. But it's like, if people understood this part, you know what I'm saying? They understood historically, like all of the propaganda that they use.
Salute, Big Dev.
Adolf Hitler in place.
Right.
You dig
I see where you're going. Yeah. Every one of them is propaganda.
Right. It all is, bro.
Right.
Like even with like my heart go out to a lot of these brothers and sisters that believe in this stuff, but like bro said with the whole Moore thing, bro, like I studied that shit a little bit, but still got
got the hat.
I want to burn that shit, man. I call I call it the horror science temple, you know, because it's like with a lot of these people that people got on these pedestals in our community, like they the same, bro. It's all propaganda,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
What they
Going
say
on
is
with
all
that,
signs and symbols. It's all signs and symbols.
bro. Look,
But
check.
then I'm gonna
check.
say this though. A lot of it, if you understand Freemasonry, and then you understand how the Knight Templars got set up, then you can really figure all this stuff out.
A
But
lot
that's the foundation to work off of.
yeah. And it's actually old pictures of Noble Drew Ali doing all the Freemasonic shit, bro.
I know.
Like even like when Marcus Garvey, bro, like he was supposed to be taking people to Africa, but he was taking people to Liberia.
Right.
Liberia is a U.S. colony, bro.
That's what it is.
So
That's what it is.
check this, bro. And I'm gonna let Omar, you know, give his spiel, but like on whatever he wanted to drop on us. But it was a lot of Indians, bro, like black Indians in Virginia that lost their land once they signed up to go with the UNIA and go to Liberia because it made them U.S. citizens. It placed them. It's see what I've learned now, and you know I can't say everything on this live stream neighborhood because I'm under non-disclosure
Yeah.
agreement. A lot of it.
For sure.
But what I would say is this: everything that we put our signature on is a contract, homie. And this system is built and designed. Even the fiat currency that we call money, which is just a promissory note that we walk around with, it was built and designed to put us in debt. Because the United States is going in debt every time they print a dollar bill. You see what I'm saying? So when those people, just like with MLK, what bro was talking about a minute ago, when those people registered to vote, it was Indians in the South that lost their land because it had been in their family for generation. Now they getting taxes, property. What? You wanted to register to vote. You
Right.
contracted with the United States to be able to vote. That's the same thing they did with the UNIA with Marcus Garvey, bro. Liberia is a U.S. colony. The whole Moorish thing is just a religious thing, bro. It's a religious society.
That's what Moors are.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish my boy was on there. He can explain that part of it.
Man,
I don't,
bro,
you know what I'm saying, but
bro, for real, man.
Listen, now, let me ask you guys something. And this is just an alley-oop for you to look up real quick. Does anybody remember who John Hinckley is?
Yeah.
The person who, oh man,
That's they got to do that shot John Lennon.
that
No.
shot, no, that shot
No,
the
this is
president.
just shot Reagan, ain't it?
He shot Ronald Reagan.
Right,
Who was Ronald Reagan's vice president?
George Bush.
George Bush.
Senior.
Do you guys know that George Bush and John Hinckley are first cousins?
That makes sense.
Mm.
Wow.
I know that George Bush had Reagan shot because it was a specific foreign policy that George Bush wanted him to sign over, and he wouldn't do it. And with George Bush Sr., his whole thing was the drugs. That's why he got the nickname Poppy Bush.
The United States, the Democratic Republic, in all caps,
Right.
is still owned by Great Britain. We did not win
He
the
did.
Revolutionary War. The first person to get killed by the British was a black man,
Crispus Attucks, right?
Crispus Attucks, and all he has is a little statue that says, "Here lies the first nigger that gave his life jumping in white folks' business." It don't actually say that, but it should.
Right. Right.
That if
Oh,
you honestly think that Kamala Harris, who cannot trace her lineage back to one king, you crazy. I don't know what the brother's thinking when he's saying Donald Trump's gonna drain the swamp and do something. These people are all related. You want to know how I?
Uh-oh.
man.
Come
He
on
always
back,
freezing
Omar.
up when it get
Oh, that's
good.
me.
We gotta get them brothers some better internet. Yeah, Donald Trump ain't draining no motherfucking swamp, man. He just
Y'all
know.
y'all talking good because they just hitting my stream.
Yeah,
For
man.
real?
But
I just blanked out again. Omar just blanked out.
yeah,
Hold up.
Yeah, I went
Yeah,
out for a
man.
second.
yeah, man. That man ain't draining no swamp, man. That shit.
No, I don't listen. I don't think, like I said, I didn't care who won either side, right? What dude is doing, he said he told you what the fuck he was gonna do. He was gonna let them people out, whatever however you feel about that, and he was gonna try to
But yeah,
tear up.
I'm
He
gonna
was
tell
gonna
you.
try to tear this country up.
I'm gonna tell you something about that though, dude. Like he kind of sort of right about that. That was all stage, bro.
You think so as well?
I know it was, bro. I definitely know it was. Whoever Archangel is, they know it. They must know a little something. They talking about the Gullah War. That's what we really need to be talking about. The Gullah Geechee Wars. That's what I am.
What is that?
That's what we really need to be talking about. The Gullah Geechee Wars. My tribal lineage is Yamasee Gwali Indian. So my bloodline is indigenous to what they call the state of Georgia now in South Carolina, and it's basically a continuous war that took place for about 119 years.
Whoa.
A lot of the people got misidentified as Cherokee. Cherokee is really a misnomer. The name really is Aniwea, which means we the people. That's where they got we the people on the Declaration of Independence from. But some of those people are the people that ended up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That was sent on the Trail of Tears from Georgia to Oklahoma. So we had basically our own independent economic system set up, and that's why they went and bombed Black Wall Street. But it was the same thing we had going on in these areas. So when you hear about Rosewood, Florida,
Right, heard about that.
These was Black Indians.
Yeah.
If you heard
they
about
made that movie on Rosewood. That's the first time I seen it when they made that movie, and
correct.
Yeah, that was a good ass movie.
If you ever heard about Lake Lanier in
He
Georgia,
says Choctaw. Archangel said Choctaw.
Yeah, Choctaw is another one of the tribes. I think Choctaw is one of the tribes in the Creek Nation as well.
Yes, Creek.
Yeah, Mississippi, and that's right. Yeah. So damn, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, Oscarville, which is what they call Lake Lanier now in North Georgia. It's about, I would say probably about 40 miles north of Atlanta. They flooded the whole town, but it was just like Wall Street. It was a town full of Black Indians that had, their own way of circulating their money and keeping it in the community.
Right, right.
And it was on a major lake. So
That's resources right there.
right. If you go places in the South and you find lakes, you'll find the most racist white people there are, because usually those was the white people that came and wiped out the indigenous population.
Right. To get
Because
that land.
Everywhere so like for instance, in Georgia, where the most lynchings took place is a place called Edenton, Georgia, Putnam County. And the Putnam family is the same bloodline that was connected to the Salem witch trials in Massachusetts. But in that area, you'll find that there's Rock Eagle Mound, Rock Hawk Mound, Sparta, Georgia, Edenton, Georgia, and I forget the other small town in that area. They all got all of these Indian mounds, right? And it's even a 4-H camp that's built in Edenton, Georgia, where it's basically set up like a military base. You can't even go,
Right.
You can't even go on the land because they so afraid of us reconnecting to certain parts of the land, bro.
Where you said that was at in Georgia?
Putnam County.
Is that northern Georgia?
It's central Georgia. In northern Georgia, so it's one part of northern Georgia where I was talking about Oscarville is north of Atlanta.
Right.
Right.
Off 85.
Up Georgia 400.
Oh, okay. That's where it is. I know I've seen it before.
But then you also got the Etowah Mounds.
Yeah.
Up north.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's
how many Black Wall Streets do you think they took down throughout the whole, you know what I'm saying? How many do you unknown? Like, because we could have had paper.
It's unknown, bro. It's unknown.
Yeah.
It's unknown. Because see, before they tricked us into the Industrial Revolution and made us want to go in the cities, we knew how to work and live off the land.
Right.
So when you get into the original name, and this will show you that the people in Egypt was us. The same bloodlines that came to America. Watch this. The original name of Egypt was Tamaray, which means earth, water, and sun. Everywhere we went, we knew that we had to have earth, water, and sun. So that's why, listen to the name, Creek Nation. So you have all of these indigenous tribes that took different titles, but they moved along the creeks through Southeastern America. When you get in the South, bro, it's like the Mississippi River, for instance, that's the Mississippian Indians.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
When you all throughout the South, all of the rivers, all of the lakes, they have indigenous names.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And a lot of, especially in my state, Georgia, a lot of the towns even have Indian names.
True.
So with our ability to have an economic system, it was because, like, you know how we say, I get it out the mud?
Right.
We knew how to put our hands in the ground. We were still connected to the planet, bro.
Right.
So see, that was a trick.
That makes a lot of sense, because if even me never never growing up in the South, right? It was a not a shock, but really different when my homie took me. I was on the run, and he took me to his little town in Louisiana. I was on the run for 2 years. Man, that town showed me so much love and didn't know me for what I was. If they would have been like, oh, this motherfucker here doing, you know what I'm saying? They didn't even care about that. You know what I'm saying? But you can see the shit that they was cooking was shit I had never seen a day in my life. Deer, first time seeing a possum. You know what I'm saying? That's coming off the land, as you saying.
Right.
Back there.
Right. And I mean, bro, like even as far as back as I would say, like my great granny, she still knew how to hunt. She still knew how to fish. All that shit, bro. You know what I mean? So we always had a trade and barter system. We still do to a certain degree. I mean, shit, like how many of us done sold some goat to motherfucking they gave us a TV or you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Still got that hustle with it.
Hey, then they got 4 PlayStations over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yeah, my kid, you know, my baby mama's son need one, you know? So that's what we still do to this day, really. You did, but when that was still in place, we had basically that same financial structure everywhere. That's what Omar was saying. Like, I'm from Georgia. I don't fuck with MLK because I know the real about him, bro. Like, I don't fuck with him. Like, fuck his legacy. I used to live like, you come out of my driveway, make a left, and the second house on the right was one of his sister's houses. I don't fuck with none of their family, bro.
Who would have been more? Let me ask you this then.
Man, don't even
would
ask.
It be more? No, would it be more with Malcolm X?
Don't even ask the question, bro.
Malcolm X then.
Look, the only downfall to Malcolm is he became righteous fucking with the Nation of Islam, bro.
Okay. Because you know that was the in between of the two individuals at that time. Some people rolling with Martin, turn the cheek,
well,
and this.
Well, what I say about Malcolm, man, is just that, like, homie, if it wasn't for that part, the Nation of Islam shit, and like if he really understood that he really was the guy, it wasn't Elijah Muhammad,
right?
And you know he was like so in love with this dude, and following that backwards ass doctrine they got. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Malcolm, man. I mean, it tell you it show you everything as far as the measure of the man that he was. He knew he was gonna die, bro.
Right.
I don't know if I would have went out there and tried to get that speech, bro. I'm just being honest, man.
Knowing he was gonna get hit.
Yeah, he knew it.
But you gotta think though, the only reason he did that though, because look, if he don't make that trip to Mecca, he don't know none of that stuff. He don't know all of it was wrong. That's where his enlightenment came in at.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily see what I'm saying is that, and I don't mean to shit on nobody religious beliefs and none of that, bro. But you ain't never gonna do shit, bro, under no guise or no type of religion, bro.
That's facts. That's
like
facts.
These the constructs.
I agree with that. I had to put my face back on it, and I say it, and it's no disrespect.
Right.
To nobody. It's just that. And I always have to try to kind of bring it to a person to understand why I feel that way. You know, but it'll be a long story. Go ahead. I'm not even.
But like when you understand historically what these people did with the religion, bro, it's like they took all of our spirituality, and I'm talking about they took it from different places that we had went on the planet, and they created a hodgepodge, a gumbo basically of our spirituality, and whitewashed it, changed the names, and put it in a book. You know what I'm saying? To say, and then like what what's real and what's actual for us, they vilified it. You understand? And then what they used religion for was conquest.
Right.
When you see the Knights Templar, the Crusaders, and you see that sword, I mean that cross, I mean that sword, because a cross is an upside down sword.
Right.
When you understand, bro, like, watch this, bro. This gonna blow people's mind. Why do Mexicans use so many Hebrew words?
Hmm?
Why they
See, I
say
don't know.
El Hombre? Why do they put El on there in front of everything? That's Hebrew. That's why all the angels is Mikael, Gabriel, right?
What?
Jesus' real name is Emmanuel, because El is the Hebrew name for God. You understand? The reason that's so important to understand is because the Spaniards, who were the conquistadors, who came and took this land in 1492, they did so by way of what was called the doctrine of discovery, when the first bluish, you know what rhymes with bluish, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
When the first one of them became a pope in 1492. So that's why they say Christopher Columbus, whose real name was Cristobal Colon, discovered America. Because he was what's called Sephardic. What people don't understand and don't realize is that those people who control the news and rhyme with blues, right? The same people who control the music industry and all that shit.
Everything over here, basically.
Right? Everything everywhere, bro.
Everywhere.
They the ones
Everywhere.
They the ones that manufacture these three monotheistic religions. And it's three different ethnic classes within them that took the religions.
You know what I always
I gotta say this. Let me finish this. Let me just finish this.
Sorry, go ahead.
You got the Ashkenazi Khazar. Then you have the Sephardic, which is the Spaniards, right? That's why in Guatemala they speak Spanish. In Honduras they speak, all these different places they speak Spanish because of the conquistadors came and took their shit. All of the people in Central and South America that speak Spanish,
yep, yeah,
through the doctrine of discovery in 1492 by Pope Leo VI, who was also called the Borgia Pope, and his son Cesare Borgia is the image of Jesus that our granny them had up on the wall, bro. You hear me?
That's what they made.
Then you have another called the Dime Jews, and those are the ones that are in the Middle East right now. That's in Saudi Arabia.
What did he die of?
Who?
That image on your grandmother's wall. What did he die of?
I think he died of a venereal disease, right?
He died of syphilis.
Syphilis, yeah.
Wow.
Look, he was so diabolical, bro. This how messed up just this family was. The daddy, who was the Pope, is rumored to have had a child with his daughter Lucrezia.
Yeah.
And then the brother who died of syphilis, Cesare, killed his other brother because his other brother found out that he was having an affair with the sister. And he had already killed her husband that they married her off to.
Yeah.
Well, incest is not a big deal in Europe. It especially wasn't back then. You know, if you're going to speak on that, then you have to go back to where the Romans actually fought against the Eastern Orthodox bloc, and there were two different popes at one time, and they basically decided whose Bible was actual law when fighting between the Roman Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox bloc. So what King James came in and did was he said, we're going to take this book and translate it into English. And I want to make sure that homosexuality is known as the biggest sin. And his people told him, you cannot do that. And he said, why? And they said, because you are a homosexual. He did not even know what a homosexual was. So all of these people who hate gay people that have a King James Bible in their house,
They don't even realize it.
they got the name of a homosexual in their house.
Bro, the people who used to mock him called him Queen James at that time.
They called him Queen James.
Wow.
And so when you look at the actors, the actresses, they all related to the presidents too. And they all related to the kings and queens of England too. The only way you get into acting and you're not blood related is if you get in through marriage. And so these rituals, while people may call them satanic or demonic, really, they're familial rituals. This is stuff that has been going on and is passed down through the bloodline. In fact, there's a video with Brad Pitt's ex-wife,
Angelina.
where you can hear her talking. I didn't want to say, well, you can hear her talking about how bad she tortured a guy.
Yes.
During one of those rituals.
Wow.
Angelina, who changed her name because she didn't want to be known as the daughter of John Boyd.
Correct. And so, I mean, everybody could want to be a jolly angel.
That's what it means.
Yeah. But, you know, again, I'm sorry, I'm in Flagstaff. So, you know, my signal's going to cut in and out. That's what's been happening to me. I apologize.
Yeah, you good. You good now.
You know, I think right now, really, we behind the 8 ball as a group because the liars are getting the views. Charleston White, checking in is not gangbanging. It is not gangbang culture. The slave patrol is the reason why we check in as Black people. When you go places, you got to know that Black person that traveled is okay. And you can't go no place without knowing if you got some people there first. You got to know where the sundown cities are.
Yeah.
This is what checking in is. You know, but we're so quick to label people, oh, that man, he unk because he old. No, he ain't unk. He just crazy. I ain't got to check in with nobody. I don't, that LA gangbanging. No, it's not gangbanging. Yeah. We checked in because guess what? It's people that want to kill us, especially if we fall deep in a car. Yeah. So where we are at now, like when I take it back to law and your names being in all caps and what that means, and it can't be you, and they're not really talking about you because it's in all caps. Tell that to the number of niggas that's in prison right now. Because surely they are locked up. And so reaching into the ethereal with things is what really harms us as Black people, going so far deep that we lose touch with what our reality is. Who can grow vegetables right now?
I can.
Me.
Yeah.
Me.
That's
I'm growing
really
some
where,
this winter.
that's
Shit.
really where we at. Can I feed you? Can I feed you if something go down?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many
Because
people you think is
again,
prepared for that, though? If
well,
anything went down, how many really of us is prepared?
remember, Congress already tried to pass a law that says you can't sell or distribute produce amongst your neighbors.
Shit, some states done outlaw collecting rainwater, bro.
And do you
Is
know
that
what bill?
wow?
You know what bill that was connected to about not giving your neighbors some tomatoes? The zombie apocalypse bill. Now, what do we need that for?
Damn.
What bill is that? I ain't never heard of that damn bill.
Yeah, they tried to pass a zombie apocalypse bill back in 2020.
Yeah, it's gonna be a time where it's the Walking Dead.
We already the Walking Dead.
Shit.
See, they already got it going on.
We watch every
Sniff it up.
channel that we not supposed to watch. We've been the Walking Dead.
True.
My mother, my grandmother, her sisters, boy, they watched All My Children, Days of Our Lives, Dallas, Falcons Crest, and learned absolutely nothing. They learned how to act. It's amazing that Black women who have the Genesis Eve gene, they're the only ones on the planet that can make a child of any color. It's amazing that around the world they were known as the ultimate mothers, the ultimate protectors. And in the end, television have them snapping their fingers, whipping their weaves, and boxing each other. These people ain't playing with us. Every Black kid of my generation had a General Lee and watched the Dukes of Hazzard and didn't know shit. My daddy told me, you ain't watching the Dukes of Hazzard. I used to cry. Why, Daddy?
You know, it's so easy to do everything now. The next generation, man, mentally is going to be messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because you can get everything off AI, you can get everything off the phone, the lap. There's no studying no more.
But that's the
It's
thing,
easy to
Michael.
just search for it.
Listen, the Black
Tapped out. Yeah. But they already messed up right now, Goob. They can't even read a hand clock. If it's not digital, they can't read no clock.
No.
They can't write in cursive. None.
No.
They can't spell. They can't add, multiply, subtract. They can't do none of that.
No.
If they don't use their phone, they can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everything's digital.
Yeah.
Check it, Goob.
Yes.
I was only supposed to give you an hour, homie.
I appreciate it. I see you stretching, man. Hey, I appreciate your work.
Go lay down.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? For real.
So,
we got a good one in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So whenever I can hop on here, I'll hop on here, bro.
I appreciate it.
And
we ain't gonna be on that long. We've been on an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm about to be back. I'm gonna be back soon, man. I guess me and neighborhood could call you in the next couple days and let you kind of like know what's been going on with you or whatever. But
all right, for sure.
I've been playing chess, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I heard that.
It's nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? My life
sure.
neighborhood.
You gotta call me though.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I appreciate you, Goob. It's salute. Omar.
We got this other light-skinned brother.
That's me. Hold on.
You got two of them on.
Yeah.
I took the other one off.
You should have took the other one.
Let me find it so you can.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
But hey, salute Omar.
Yeah, Omar.
Time, bro.
All right, brother.
Y'all be good, man.
All right.
Peace.
Heru, appreciate you stopping through, bro.
For sure.
Right. Yeah, For sure. I've been on there an hour and a half. Shit, I ain't gonna
Yeah, it's about
chop
11,
up a little
about
bit more.
10:30 this way.
Yeah.
The Black Messiah program began to cost a little bit too much money. So when they decided to see if you could teach children from television, the first program was the electric company. And once they saw that children can learn from television, they started giving us TV shows to show us that white people were safe. And that black people, the black family was broken. Like Webster, what's the other one? Different Strokes. What's the other one? Silver Spoons.
Silver Spoon.
What's the other one? What's Happening? You had the black mama, the daddy ran out.
Good Times.
And they decided that we can teach black men that you are safe around us. You don't have to worry about being pulled over and shot by the police, because at heart, we all like Mr. Drummond.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they began to teach black women that the only way you're going to see true success and true wealth is if you are married to a white man. Because the only way life is going to be easier on you. So they decided we can teach people in the direction that they need to go in. And when that happens, you end up with black men wearing Donald Trump hats.
Yeah, hey. Yeah. My boy really believes, he with the Donald Trump. But
there's a lot of people that are.
I can't take it from him. All I can do is, when it happened to, it's just like I seen this caption. It was a caption or a picture. It was two ICE dudes, and it was a dude with his hands behind his back, and it said, Hispanics for Trump, and he handcuffed it. It is just the analogy of it. Y'all voted for him. Whatever happens, man, I don't want to hear shit about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to deal with that shit.
When the brother was talking about religion, all of those religions, the Abrahamic religions.
No, Monique, he doesn't have a channel. I think he's talking about either Omar or Heru.
No, she's talking about
Heru.
Those religions started in Ethiopia first, which is where we all come from.
What religions? Be specific. All?
Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. Judaism has its base in Ethiopia. The Ethiopians were the ones who taught the Nubians, who were the ones who built the pyramids, the Egyptians. In fact, if you go,
there you go. I see you. Hey, if you got to lay it down, neighborhood, I appreciate you stopping.
No.
I didn't see you do about.
Who built them? Wait a minute. Who built them pyramids? Who built them pyramids?
What I do?
Who built them pyramids?
Listen.
See, discussion.
I don't know. I don't see it.
Who built the pyramids?
Anunnaki.
Black people did.
Anunnakis.
Black people built the pyramids.
Anunnakis.
Let me tell you something. This is what bothers me about
why
white supremacy.
How could black
people? Let me.
You're saying humans? No, I'm just trying to act. You're saying humans built the pyramids?
Absolutely.
Humans sapiens like us built the motherfucking pyramids. That's what I don't believe. Oh, see,
I
don't believe that
know,
part.
but wait. Who started the whole theory that it wasn't black people, it was aliens? That it wasn't South Americans, it was aliens.
No, we're
But
not saying it
The
was alien.
people who started this ancient alien
No. Look,
theorism,
when you're saying when we're saying aliens, I'm just saying a more advanced
Race of people.
being, yes, than us.
okay.
As humans that we know couldn't have built
So-
them because you
so
can't
here-
even move some of them rocks.
Here's where I land on it. This is just where I land on it.
Okay.
Anything that white people don't build, that they don't understand, it couldn't have been the people that they feel are lesser than them. It couldn't have been black people. Black people are stupid.
No.
No. I'm saying this is where it comes from. It comes from that. It comes from white people saying black people were too stupid to build the pyramid, so it had to be a higher source. What I'm saying is that we will never know how intelligent we were as black people, even if we were galactic faring people, even if we were people that had spaceships and could go other places and could communicate with other life forms. We will never know. You know why?
What?
Because when the white people realized they didn't build it, they blew all the shit up. So it pisses me off, and it pisses me off that you have these people on television saying, "Oh, we believe that this happened because we don't understand how these people put this together." Well, that's rich. Had your ancestors not blown the libraries up, had your ancestors not burned everything,
right,
we would know if we were talking to people on Mars, if we were talking to people in a different solar system, if we were talking to people in a different galaxy, we would know, we would have that understanding. But you had people who, through racism, because they said we are the creators of everything. Great.
So what was the purpose?
Let me say this though. Let me say this. Okay, with all that being said, why would you think they would tell us the truth if they know the truth, right? If that's not even a factual thing, then how would anybody? Okay, we're gonna use somebody we know. Keith Klaus is what, 7'2"?
I can't even hear him.
You can't hear me?
I got the spinning wheel on the depth on my side.
I can hear you.
What did he say?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear your neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't see why. I can hear him.
It's spinning on my side. I don't know. I mean, I got this faulty internet I'm working with right now.
Well,
so
all I'm saying is,
that's
take
probably
somebody
what
like,
it is.
you know, somebody like Keith Klaus. He's 7'2". If they didn't have no giants on this planet, how did anybody?
And I've been waiting on this part,
having some height.
Let me mute my mic real quick.
So that's how we know that at some point we was interacting with different type of beings that was here before us, right? That came from somewhere else, because that's the only way we're gonna be able to gain some height. Some people are gonna be taller, some people not gonna be taller, but that's probably the genetic makeup of somebody, the beings that was here that was more advanced than us. That was it. So if you figure somebody could get 7 foot tall, then just imagine if somebody naturally came 8, 9 feet tall and how strong they would be. Right. So they would have the ability, hundreds of them would have the ability to move those rocks, when us as our natural state, well, we had, you know what I'm saying, genetically.
We can't move them motherfuckers. Yeah.
Well, we can't do it. So I'm not going to say the white people say they built everything. I think they just said, here, we know the truth, and you take the Bible. I'm going to tell you it's a lie, but I'm going to know the truth. I'm not going to tell you the truth about what you know, because we know we done killed all the people off that know the truth. So now that y'all can't get it. but we got it. They didn't burn all them books, and when they went in and conquered places, trust and believe, they kept the information. They tell us they burnt it all up, but they kept the information. They could have easily went to Egypt and destroyed the whole Sphinx, and we never would have known what it looked like. But they just destroyed certain aspects of the Sphinx or any.
Yeah, they blew his face off.
Yeah, they'll mess it up, destroyed it, so you can't see the image of yourself. But if you go anywhere else, they're not gonna like. If I know something, I'm only gonna give you maybe 35% of the truth. I'm gonna hold the rest of it because you don't need to have it all. If you got it all and I got it all and everybody got it, who gets in power? Nobody be able to get in power because we all know the truth. So it has to be some type of line where they say, hey, I'm gonna give you only so much to work with, but I'm not gonna tell you the whole story. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna tell you the whole truth. I'm gonna just give you a little enough to go on, but have you believing that, yeah, we may be distorting it, but that's not it. But we got enough sense as ourselves as Black people, man. We don't have to be super intelligent. We don't have to be in certain circles. We don't have to have certain knowledge. It's just within us automatically. We can start deciphering things out and straight. Man, this is a BS right here. This ain't this ain't what this is. Once
like
you
Channel R say,
huh? Or say true.
No, I was just saying.
Oh yeah. So
can't figure out.
At the end of the day, if nobody greater than us did it, then how did it get done? Right. How like we said earlier, how did they come up with all these concepts that I can't even think of? Right. If it wasn't no previous information, they know who did it. They're not gonna tell us though.
You make a cartoon.
Okay, remember I said this. I wish I'd have brought this up with Heru was talking, but we didn't get on this subject. It's just like they say they the superior beings, but then guess what? Y'all don't have no vitamin K and no potassium in your DNA. This is why y'all can't produce nobody. Like he said, you got the Black women that can make every color, but they can't make no color. So we know you're not the strongest. You're not the strongest. We all know this. We know they physically not stronger. They not spiritually stronger. They not emotionally stronger. We are. We all see this, but we're being distorted so much. We've been fed, hand fed, and mentally fed so much BS. We can't even see our own truth. Until you get out that circle of being in that storm of things, you got to be able to figure out your own truth. That's where the strength come in at. And it's not going to be for everybody because even with all of them, they not even all on the same page. It's only a handful of them that's on the same page. Right. The rest of them, they not on that. They not on keep like give us the truth.
My thing about the pyramids is that the blocks are so big individually and lined up to I mean, they're placed correctly with each other. They're lined up. That would be a hard move for 1,000 humans to even pick up 20,000 tons and put it down right here. Damn, you know what? You're off by a foot. Push it over here. Push it back. I just don't see no regular humans doing that.
I agree with you there.
He muted.
Nah, his mic went out. He up there in Scottsdale, so he ain't. I mean, up there in
Flagstaff.
There you go.
You back.
Listen, I don't. Here's the thing. Have you ever tried to drag anything at the beach with flip-flops on? Like a cooler?
Yeah. Anything, try to walk through some sand.
You trying to walk through some sand with some flip-flops on.
Right.
Dragging your cooler with your beers in it. Somebody got, the barbecue pit and they dragging it along trying to set up their spot. It is hell to try to do that. You know what I mean? Okay. So I'm not saying that a bunch of slaves built the pyramids. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that when they destroyed the libraries of Egypt,
Right.
now the Persians have went and conquered Egypt, the Assyrians went and conquered Egypt. You got all these people that conquered Egypt to war now. The black people that was originally there, you can't even find them. You could find them in Nubia, which is below Egypt.
What's
And
good,
guess what you
boss
find?
Ross?
And guess what you find in Nubia, below Egypt? Guess what you find there? A bunch of pyramids.
Right.
And the Nubians will tell you we didn't have no slaves. You can't go to the Middle East and find any pyramids, even though those are the people that are in Egypt now because they conquered that area. But there are still black people. There are still Nubians, black people that left Egypt. And it's pyramids everywhere. And they never show us that.
Yeah, I mean, we could look at some mountains out here, and probably if they took off the shrubbery off of it, you'll see a pyramid up underneath it.
You understand how
Wouldn't it?
racism works. How many times have the same people that said aliens built the pyramids? How many times have they actually said aliens built Stonehenge? They don't go that far.
They don't go that far because they don't know what Stonehenge
You know
is.
why they don't go that far?
Right.
Because white people live there. And they are not going to try to insult old white people. See, you have to say,
Right.
when you compare Stonehenge to a pyramid, and you have told the whole globe that
Right.
we are a superior people, and then you look at Stonehenge and you look at a pyramid,
Right.
well, what the hell happened? I thought you was the
Well,
superior people. Why wasn't you building
Right.
pyramids when we was building pyramids? Why was it that all you could do was stack some dominoes?
Right. Okay. You
You
know, because
see what I'm
if
saying?
you think about that, that's the same thing they don't say about Easter Island.
No.
You never hear them say extraterrestrials built Easter Island, but Easter Island is a weird
It's a weird
them big
place.
ass heads. Like, how did
Big
people
ass
carve
heads,
this
right.
shit? How they carve this shit like this all across this old
But
little ass
tell me
island? So makes
that your
sense.
grandkid or you or any kid, when they
Right.
about 3-4 years old, don't start stacking dominoes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you look at Stonehenge and it looked like some stacked dominoes.
Right.
And then you look at the pyramids, you got these
Or that new game
50,000
they just
tons.
came out with. What's that new game they came out with where you pull the stick out?
Oh,
Jenga or
Jenga.
whatever.
Jenga,
Jenga.
which is reverse Tetris, I guess. But
Right.
when you look at these 50,000 ton blocks that's lined up
Right.
perfectly versus these dominoes that's stacked up with another domino on top of it, what it tells you going against the narrative is these black people were far and away more advanced. So when you
Right.
go and you see hieroglyphs that look like helicopters,
Right.
when you see hieroglyphs that look like spaceships, maybe it wasn't somebody coming to us. Maybe it was us going to somebody else. And I can promise you this, and you know this to be true. If there were pyramids in Great Britain and Scotland, they'd be saying something different.
Right.
You know, they always separate themselves from black people when black people do something that doesn't seem ethical, educated, doesn't seem like it goes along with the breadth of humanity.
Right.
But when it comes down to building the pyramids, they say we.
Yeah. Let me
No, we
switch
built the
real quick
pyramids.
because
Go
we
for
didn't get to this tonight. What do you think about them fires in Cali? Was it coordinated? Was it what they say? They burnt them down to get them cities, make that found a spot to make that virtual city or whatever, or they
I
just
don't think,
hitting rich people.
there are some California lawmakers who are writing a bill right now to turn California into its own country. And I don't know how they are going to try to pass that. California's in
What?
debt. And here's the thing. I don't think anybody's going to be building any smart buildings and smart cities in California. California's broke.
Okay.
California is in debt. And
Right.
and even though California looks at Arizona back as being backwards, California can learn a few things. When does a license expire in Arizona?
Shit, 20. Mine expired 50. No, what is it? 2020? Yeah, 2050, something like that.
Yeah, your license is good for about 27 years.
Yeah.
In
That
Arizona?
saves money.
Yeah. In Arizona. Matter of fact, let me look at my license right now. See what my shit say. My
At
shit
certain
say
DMVs,
mine's
you can
is
go.
mine's is 2031.
At
So
certain DMVs, go ahead.
I got 6 more years on my shit, and I have to renew
As,
it.
at certain DMVs, you take your picture and they print the license out right there. That saves money. You don't have to wait on it to go to the state capitol and then come to the mail. Right?
Right.
You can get your tag, you can buy your tags online.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the DMV.
Right.
So it's certain things that are draconian to California that they can change to save some money. But right now, they broke. And
So
again,
you think the
huh?
fires had something to do with them getting out of debt? I mean, because it burnt up Palisades.
No,
I mean, it was a
I think
coordinated. Like I said, I seen this
I can
video
agree with that. I can
where
agree
they showed
with
all three. They showed all 3 fires breaking out at the same time.
well, here's the thing. California got a lot of transplants. They got a lot of people who were homeless, who weren't homeless, that lived in other states, that moved to California, which I really don't understand because California being so expensive, everybody knows California is one of the most expensive states to live in next to New York. Why would anybody want to come live in California? If you couldn't make it in Wisconsin, you're not making it in Los Angeles.
Right.
So there's something foul going on right now that I think defies oversimplification. But
All right,
you have
neighborhood. I know it's getting. I'm gonna cut you off. I know it's getting late. I've been on here for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Appreciate you stopping through, neighborhood.
We gonna crank it up.
I didn't
We
even
crank it up another
we didn't
time.
even get to do the flat earth.
Early.
Huh?
What flag?
We didn't get to do the what? The flat earth? We didn't did the flat earth a couple times.
Yeah, we can go back to it.
Yeah, something wrong with my internet as well. Omar, you still there? Or you done froze on me? Looks like I'm here by myself. I appreciate everybody stopping through. Ball Straws, Archangel, Monique, Channel R. Who else? And then those just checking in, ain't said nothing in the chat. Man, hit the like button for me. You know what I'm saying? It was a good show. Kicking some knowledge, man. I'm out of here to the next one. Peace. Appreciate y'all for real.